Tinubu moves to revoke Tompolo's $144 million pipeline surveillance contract. Why? Why is he moving to stop it? Why does he want to revoke it? I don't understand. They will do something. It is when they finish doing that thing that they will now think, oh, this thing that I did, does it make sense? Oh, we didn't go through the normal process. Oh, this one. Then they will now revoke it. Why does it have to be like that all the time? Why does it have to be like that all the time? You will give somebody a role. Some people will now start calling you out. Oh no, that person does not deserve it. Blah, 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 blah. And then you revoke it. Why not make inquiries? Why not put all your house in order before you give somebody something? So that you won't have to be revoking. This thing has become a pattern in this particular government. They do something, then I say, oh, they made a mistake. Oh, there was an error. Oh, then they will now call that thing back. How now? Why? It is well, there are growing uncertainty within the camp of government, popularly known as Tompolo. Okay, following indications that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration is in the process of revoking the multi-billion naira pipeline surveillance contract. Pipeline surveillance, it's okay to be surveying, to be monitoring pipeline. Okay, contract awarded to private operators in the Niger Delta and is specifically targeting the former militant leader and his brothers who run Tantita Security Services Limited. We gather that the contract, reportedly valued at approximately 48 billion naira annually, is now about $144 million. Why? Following an upward review and formed part of the federal government strategy to combat crude oil theft, illegal refining, and pipeline vandalism in the oil-producing region. Okay, it's $144 million. I was like, oh, okay, that's okay. Tompolo, a former leader of the movement of the emancipation of the Niger Delta, MEND, is widely regarded as a central figure in the current surveillance framework. His firm, Tantita Security Services Nigeria Limited, is among the companies engaged to protect critical oil structure in the Niger Delta region of Nigeria. Other firms linked to the arrangement include Pipeline Infrastructure Nigeria Limited, owned by His Majesty Ogiami Atuwase III, Oluowori, and Maton Engineering Limited, owned by Matthew Tonlaga. The contract has become one of the most politically sensitive elements of Nigeria's oil security architecture, both because of its financial scale and its reliance on private security operators with deep regional influence. Inside sources indicated that the federal government review is part of a broader reassessment of measures aimed at increasing crude oil production and stabilizing export volumes. Oil theft and sabotage have continued to affect output, including a recent publication by this newspaper indicating that Nigeria has failed to meet its 1.5 million barrels per day (MBPD) crude oil production quota approved by the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC. This development comes with implications on public revenue and foreign exchange inflows. We learned that supporters of the current model argue that local operators possess community knowledge and intelligence, an intelligence network that federal agencies may lack, particularly in difficult creek terrain. They contend that engaging indigenous firms has helped reduce vandalism in certain areas. However, critics have raised concerns about oversight, transparency, and concentration of influence. Some stakeholders in the region have called for either a restructuring of the contract to ensure broader participation by additional firms or a total revocation of the contract in its entirety. The financial scale of the contract has heightened tension at roughly 48 billion naira per year, said to have been reviewed upwards. The arrangement supports logistics, surveillance operations, staffing, and subcontracting across several communities, a significant economic lever in a region where employment opportunities remain limited. The upward review of the contract, which Tompolo and his brothers reportedly kept from the public, has reportedly intensified rivalry among former militant leaders and other regional power brokers. I know, it is some of whom are said to be seeking a share of the surveillance framework or advocating for its restructuring, they should restructure it. Okay. Observers know that the situation reflects a broader evolution in the Niger Delta's post-amnesty landscape, once associated with armed agitation that disrupted oil production. Several former militant figures now play roles within the government-backed security arrangements. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives has commenced a probe into the award and execution of the pipeline surveillance contract involving the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) under former Managing Director Mele Kyari. Maybe there's a new director. Why are you putting the former Managing Director? I don't understand. The new Managing Director does not have a name. This investigation is expected to examine compliance, performance benchmarks, and financial oversight mechanism. Industry analysts who spoke suggest that the federal government's eventual decision could take several forms, maintaining the current structure with stricter performance targets, dividing coverage among additional contractors, or increasing the role of state security agencies. Any change, stakeholders says, would likely reshape the balance of influence in the Niger Delta and signal the administration's long-term strategy for securing oil infrastructure. Okay. This one says, Lord knows the best. Josiah says the contract should be given to Asari Dokubo. Which Asari Dokubo? Tompolo should go and rest. He's not the only one in Niger Delta. Asari Dokubo worked a lot for Tinubu. Yeah. If you now worked a lot for Tinubu, that means they should not give it to Asari Dokubo. I beg. If they want to give it to somebody else, apart from Tompolo, it's okay. There are other prominent people from the Niger Delta region that they can give it to. Not Asari Dokubo. He's not a king now. What does he want to do with that? He doesn't need it. Let's say above one says Tinubu should think again before acting because he may lose the peace he is presently enjoying from the region. Salome says, please, someone should tell the government that our money is too much for just surveillance. How are we like this in this country? Some can't even eat 3 square meals and only one person gets a contract of $144 million. So, if CHA says mine is let them leave it for him, but let Antita extend their hands of reach or to touch everyone in the oil producing states in the federal Niger Delta and South. That is very important at this time. Please, okay. Stephen Udezi says Tompolo is just an errand boy for government. You get. Officials currency pipeline surveillance contract. Another APC making. Adeyemi says it's the right thing to do. Give that money to Nigerian Navy and Air Force and the job is done. They will actually do the surveillance too. If it's so, my listeners, don't forget to like, to share, to subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.